Entrepreneurship is about making a living while doing something you feel you're good at. That unleashes innate talents and where you can be you, basically making a living and living at the same time. So at the end of the day, everyone just wants to be happy. So when you think about being happy, like you just want to do what you like to do. Think about when you go to work. So if you go to work and you don't enjoy your days at work, it's probably because you're not doing something you love. If you're doing something you love, you're going to be excited every day to wake up and do whatever it is that you just love doing. And if you can make a living out of it, then that's just perfect. And you know, it is hard to find what you think you want to do. Sometimes we're like, what do I like? Sometimes you don't even know exactly what you like, what you want, what you can do. So that's what was happening with me. Just so you understand where I come from. There's Puerto Rico, and then there's a tiny island called Vieques. Vieques has 10,000 people. We're #1 in teen pregnancy. We're last in education. We're #1 in AIDS. #1 in school dropouts. The drug situation is very bad. No one went to college. How do I understand that that is something important that I should plan for? So now I understand how things were when I see it from outside, when I have experienced the rest of the world and different kinds of people and people from other places and opportunities that are out there. So I'm going to talk a little bit about how I was involved in entrepreneurship without even knowing it. Basically, my family had a silkscreen printing business. So my dad used to make t-shirts. I used to design some things and help my dad with the process with my sister. So we had a little assembly line, and that kind of sparked my creative side. My dad was very creative, and he would say, if you want something, you're gonna have to work for it, because a lot of people have to work for it. I was involved already in modeling a little bit. My best friend, her mom wanted her to be less shy, so she enrolled her to some modeling classes, and she didn't want her to go alone, so she enrolled me in those modeling classes too. So I was like, okay, I want to be a model. So there's something called Job Shadow Day. So when I shared that I wanted to be a model, the Mariana is like, oh, someone on our board used to be a model. So her name was Ileana Cambo. I was paired with her. She introduced me to High Fashion Week. She introduced me to a lot of designers, and she helped me have my first photo shoot done. And then I was in a competition called Elite Model Look. I was first finalist there, and there I got the opportunity to sign with the agency, with Unica, which is one of the top agencies in Puerto Rico. So then from there, they start calling me to castings, and then I did a lot of covers. I worked with all the magazines in Puerto Rico. So modeling was my main goal for a little bit. I was getting checks, and I was able to afford college now. That was a tool for me to use in my advantage. Right now, that is no longer my goal. I used that and I squeezed it all I could, and I saved money. I graduated, I paid everything off. I don't have student loans. And then I knew always that I wanted to have my own business because I'm creative. I have a lot of ideas. That's why I studied business. So I started marketing and finance. And then I am now in New York. So there's a lot of different options out there to prepare yourself in different areas. It all depends on what your goals are. You don't necessarily have to go to university. You know, think about what you want, think about what makes you happy, and then part of your plan would be to figure out what the next step would be. So after I graduated college, I was in Boston, and in Boston, I met my boss. So he went to Harvard Business School. I was looking for a job. So he had an idea of a startup that was in resale, buying and selling pre-owned designer clothing. I was like, okay, I like the idea. I worked for free for 2 months because all I needed at that point was like experience, the opportunity for me to show what I'm able to do. We needed to hire people. We needed to figure out how we're gonna do absolutely everything. Like, there's nothing that's gonna show you better than trial and error. Mistakes are good. Mistakes help us understand why something went wrong and what to do better the next time. So we got our minds going, and we were looking at each other like, maybe we should do handbags. And actually, we switched it to handbags. So it went from dressing bee to rebag. Basically, what we do is we buy and sell designer handbags. You know, it's amazing to think that, you know, I come from Vieques. I was just there, and I was just willing to work for free. And I got the opportunity to give my opinion and design basically all the processes from the whole company. So after 2 years, I'm able to cash out my stocks in this company. So that will allow me the opportunity to start my own business. So because I have that goal, right, I'm working now on my plan for that brand. So your goals are going to change, and your plans, you can have short-term goals, can have long-term goals. They can change any day. And yeah, once you're done with one, you go on to the next one.